Lenka. And we are live. Welcome everyone to Healing Beauty Symposium. This is the place to empower your feminine heart in life and business and in love. And I must say, this morning I started to feel tired. I've been holding the energy for this group that's actually been getting bigger and expanding. I've been speaking to a lot of you through the comments, a lot of you on email, a lot of you also on Facebook Messenger, and it's just so beautiful to receive your messages, your feedback. I know more and more women around the world are finding this and joining, and I'm sure it's because you're all sharing the love as well. So I want to reach out and say thank you so much. As I said, I did feel tired this morning, but I went and had a treatment actually, and I tell you what, I just feel amazing now. Like I've got this real burst of energy. I feel really good. And I'm really excited to be sharing with you today. We're going to be speaking to Lenka Lutonska, and she's going to be sharing with us how to create limitless income and impact through the power of our energy. So that's what's going to be happening. And just to recap, over the next few days, tomorrow we have Dr. John D. Martini. He is a world-class teacher. He's been on The Secret, The Opus. Oh my God. He is such an inspiring teacher to listen to. And he's our only man on this symposium. That wasn't by purpose. I did invite other men to speak, but that's how it's turned out this time. So come and hear John tomorrow. And then on Friday, I was thinking, who's speaking Friday? It's me. On Friday, you can come and hear me speak. I'm going to be talking about the restoration of the divine feminine, what feminine energy is, some of you have been asking, and how to step into your feminine power on a very physical, real basis. Then on Saturday, we have Diana Bewley, who's going to be talking to us about becoming ready for sacred union. And she's an expert in that field, and she also has a personal experience from it. So that's really beautiful. And then finally on Sunday, it is the closing ceremonies, and I've done two. One for Australasia time zone, which will be European morning, and one for USA timeline, which will be European afternoon. So the Europeans get two choices, morning or afternoon, and the rest of the world get to participate live. And really that's the one not to miss, because I'm going to be giving you a highlight of every single talk. So if you haven't managed to catch all of them, that's the one to come and hear and connect with, because you're going to get that highlight, and perhaps then you might decide to dive more into some of the other topics. So come and join live. The links are in the Facebook group, and they've also been emailed out to you. If you're not getting my emails, then come and reach out to me. Tell me what's happening. I've been picking this up with my email provider, and I will just send it all to you privately. Okay, so that's a little bit of news. Let's get settled in then before we tune in with Lenka. I invite you to close your eyes and just really call and gather all of your energy into your body, even if you're watching the replay. This is your invitation to come into your body, the home of the divine feminine. Breathing into your body and really kind of calling and gathering your energy now, like pulling on threads as you call and gather your energy into your body, away from life, distractions, thoughts, people, situations, work. And just really calling your energy into your body and coming all the way down to your sitting bones, this sacred center of power that we have within our sacred womb space, our sacred hara, if we are men. And just really breathing into this area now, perhaps putting your hands on your lower belly, below your navel. And just really breathing and connecting, settling down into the essence of you. And just now taking a few deep breaths and coming back to the physical edges of your body, just gently blinking your eyes open. And now we are going to hear from Lenka. I had the privilege of hosting Lenka with me in Ibiza. I did a private retreat for her. And so we re-recorded this whilst we were live over in Ibiza. So we're going to get a bit of energy of us two together, and also the magic and energy of Ibiza, which is really beautiful. So I am just going to share this now, and then please stay on and listen afterwards, because I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm going to answer your questions. So let's go ahead. Welcome everyone to Healing Beauty Symposium. This is the place where you are going to be empowering your feminine heart in business, in life, and in love. And I'm here today with a very special guest, Lenka Lutonska. Hi, Lenka.
Hi, Kelly. Thank you for having me, and hello, everyone.
So Lenka is going to come and talk to us today about a very special subject, and that is about creating limitless income through your personal energy. Now, she is the perfect person to talk about this. She is the CEO of a global coaching and training company where she inspires women to make unlimited impact and unlimited income in their business. She's the author of a book, Energetic Sales and Marketing. She's the founder of Extraordinary Growth Academy, the co-founder of Extraordinary Breakthrough Method, and her women have doubled their income, quadrupled their income within months, created a yearly income in 1 month. So instead of 1 year, created it in 1 month. And she has helped so many women now create those 6- and 7-figure businesses. So she really is the most perfect person to come and speak to us about this. And I'm really grateful that you're here.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm really glad to be here. Thank you.
So Lenka, can you tell us a little bit about your story, about how you got to 7-figure business?
Sure. So I've been in coaching and in love with coaching for many, many years now. Well, many years, 17 years. That's when I started. And at that point, I left everything I had. I sold my house, car, resigned the job, and blindly went got myself trained as a certified trainer coach to the highest level, and put a ton of everything, what I got for the house, everything into it. And that's where it started. And of course, you gotta learn in the business. I went into it really blindly and with naivety. Naivety. So first few years were tough. Luckily at the time, my boyfriend took me to live with him because I couldn't afford anything. He's now my husband now, so it worked out. So over a few years, I built pretty healthy training and coaching company. But what happened along the way, I essentially, when lots of us change makers, it can happen, and it certainly happened to me, when we are so focused on giving and serving and growing our businesses, but without actually attending to self. And I remember at the time for years, really, I had certainly unresolved fears around losing money, around losing it all. And I wanted to grow my business further, but it wasn't really from a healthy space. It was from almost like I wished something happened so I could grow further. And anyhow, I attracted amazing business mentor and business partner that could help me make it happen. But I ended up in a few months really losing the business, all of it at the same time. for a reason that I had all this, I self-manifested it. I self-manifested it and didn't have enough personal power to believe in myself, if you like, as I can make it happen. So it ended up in absolute disaster, as in for several years, I was so low, lost all the savings, all the company. We really struggled at home financially. We had really marriage crisis with my dear husband. So it was horrible. But out of that, what it forced me to do is to go in. And I really connected with my spiritual nature. That was the only thing that could help me to relieve myself. And at one point I had a very, very strong message, and that is connect spirituality with business. And I was terrified when I got that message, because I was still running a program of wanting to be taken seriously and be professional, blah, 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 blah. But I honored it. I honored it pretty immediately, and literally one miracle after another started to happen. And out of that, I've got this incredible company and a book, Energetic Selling and Marketing, and teachings, core teachings of energetic selling and marketing, which is about using our spiritual nature and our energy to really go from wherever we are to truly release our impact at a full throttle, and with it income and sense of purpose and sense of aliveness. So that is the history, if you like.
Oh, beautiful. And it's so inspiring, because there must be so many women watching this that are at that point where it's like, how difficult is it to bring this business? And I love that magic you put in about the spiritual energy. So can you talk to us a bit about personal energy then, and why it's important?
Yes, sure. Well, what is it, personal energy? It's hard to define, but we know what it is. It's what we vibe. It's what emanates from us, and our personal energy introduces us even before we speak. I mean, we all know when we walk into a room and we naturally navigate towards people, and they're almost like attractive, magnetic, charismatic, call it what you like. And there are some people you just don't know what it is about them, but you just don't vibe together, I guess. So personal energy is a really collection of our beliefs, values, attitude, perspectives, and subsequently actions, what we do or don't do, around various subjects. That's what makes us. And of course, we know we've got levels of energy, and it's all connected. But the perspectives that we hold and beliefs, how do we perceive the world and the business and the sales and marketing, that is everything. It massively influences what we emanate. And it's that which we want to work with, how we look at the sales in the business, how we look at marketing, how we look at money, how we look at our clients. Because as we change our perspectives, our consciousness grows, and that changes everything. So in terms of the consciousness, or we've heard, consciousness levels. So as entrepreneurs, as in change makers, we can run it and grow it from, really, if we simplify it, 4 different consciousness levels. And the first one we're all familiar with is the victim consciousness, or life happens to me. And whereas most of us don't really, we're not there as in our default state. But I do find, even with myself and with all the clients, that if we're really, really, truly honest with ourselves, which we need to do, that the unconscious will continually, it's very easy, and it's unconscious process when you start looking at the world and at the business and at what's happening in the business through the eyes of inner victim. So it's very important to work with our inner victim all the time, and I know we've been doing it in our work together, etc. It's very important. But that's the first level of consciousness, which, as we know, altogether the victim consciousness is not taking us very far. Then we've got by me consciousness, and this is where women like you, me, we probably all went through it, when we just pull up our sleeves and like, this is what the personal development industry teaches us: set challenging goals and prove your naysayers. that you can do it. So we go 15, 20 hours a day. And many people have got success, business success, in this by me consciousness, like life happens by me. It's the consciousness of responsibility. So we can create success from this consciousness, but it's tiring. We find out very quickly that it's tiring and perhaps not even sustainable, not what we women prefer, right? We don't want to be the wounded man, the wounded man in the business. So as we developed our perspectives and we work on ourselves further, and we also often introduced along with the entrepreneurial journey to law of attraction, let's say. So we start more functioning more and more through third level of consciousness, and that's through me, as in life happens through me. So this is where we work with the intuition and the universe and inspired ideas. And we all know that this is a way more potent way to run a business and to make an impact, because we become a vessels of inspiration and of the wisdom. It has got a little bit of threat, if you like, or the other side. And that is actually what can move us to the most potent way of consciousness. And that is in through me consciousness, we can still function under illusion of separativeness. That meaning that we, and that's a human function, it's a very normal thing to do, but that we consider, let's say, our clients to be separate from us, or even the universe is something higher, something bigger, something wiser. So we sometimes, even though we are doing our best to be in flow, but sometimes we actually become a victim to those that higher power, as in, I don't know if you ever had sayings such as, I hope I'll manifest something, you know?
Yeah.
Or I hope the universe delivers.
Gives me this.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I have got this internal block that stops me from doing something. Like we give actually power to universe blocks, into, energy, because we think they're separate from it, and they're not. So this is where, when we start to look at everything from that highest perspective, as I'm one with everything, that I find they're capable of creating miracles in our business. So as me consciousness, that's where I would like to perhaps contribute a little bit today and talk about it a little bit, as what does it actually mean in business?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, it sounds really juicy, but how do we practically are able to get into that in our businesses?
Yes, because we all heard million times everything is energy, right? And we heard probably 1,000,001 times that we're connected to everything. But what does it actually mean in business? So when we take off those lenses of separatedness and put those lenses of togetherness or oneness, then we realize that really, let's say our potential clients or our existing paying clients, really they're not some separate entity that we try to fit in and do stuff so they buy, so they get great results, etc. But it's how we experience ourselves through them. As in as me consciousness, we know that we simply are one, and we, other people, other experiences, our circumstances, that's how we experience ourselves, is the reflection of our consciousness. Therefore, any business limitation, any, if you like, what I call limiting pattern in our business, say attracting clients that they want to buy, or they don't want to invest in self, they just want a freebie, that's challenge, right? Or the overworking, I have to work really hard for clients to get results, or I'm not being compensated well enough. Any limiting patterns that we identify in business. So we want to look at how does this energy mirror me? What is it catching on, and what is it mirroring? So let's say one practical example, let's say if we are attracting clients who want all the freebies, but I have lots of no's, because whenever I offer something, they don't want to invest in ourselves. Instead of actually looking at, I'm not attracting the right clients. Maybe I need to change my targeting. Where do I go? Where do I find those right clients? I've heard this a million times. Where do I go to find those right clients? That's separatedness. Instead, we want to ask, ask, right, so this is how I'm experiencing through my clients, that they don't want to buy from me. What energy is underneath it, and what can I change in me to change this pattern? So not wanting to invest, what energy is that? You can just, it's not a wrong answer. It could be maybe not honoring myself, or could be waiting patterns somewhere. I'm waiting for better circumstances. Clients may say, I'm waiting for more money, or book more clients, or whatever, to book you, or anything like that. So identify, we want to identify what kind of pattern on energy is that, and we want to ask ourselves, okay, so where am I doing that in any area of my business and life, anywhere? 360-degree review. So one example, let's say we identify, yeah, my clients always wait, they don't want to pay, they always wait for something better, better timing, better whatever, more money, more whatever. So, okay, where am I waiting? Where am I not, let's say, making decisions? I'm waiting for something. Where am I not investing in something I want, whatever it might be, because, I'm waiting. Where am I doing the waiting pattern? And if you look at that 360-degree review, and we're honest with ourselves, maybe sometimes we identify one thing, maybe sometimes we identify a list. I remember one client who told me, Lenka, now, been working in your program for a few months. Amazing, I got so many inquiries, but I don't, actually nobody books, everyone's waiting. So she identified a list when I prompted her. One of those things where I'm waiting to sell a house and move to my dream house, but the market prices are not good now, and blah, 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 So the next step then is to really, really, quote unquote, break that pattern. In other words, stop waiting and be a powerful person, powerful change maker that we are, right? So do in something in opposite direction, so without waiting. So this particular client then went and started to clear her list, whatever she was waiting for, including she put a house on the market. And I kid you not, it took only 2 weeks. Then she went on holidays for a week. And during that week, she got inquiry, not only inquiry, but no, booking, one for 100K. So she got like multiple 6 figures in such a short time. She finished the year as a 7-figure business with breaking this one pattern. So it's really, really worthwhile to always not blame the clients, or look at externally what we need to do. Maybe I need to pre-qualify better, and that's all good. But first over here. And secondly, because we're one with clients, so any limiting pattern in business could be said is either mirroring us, something is catching on something that we want to attend about ourselves, or it's a reflection of our projections, our own projections, meaning beliefs we project onto clients, which it's always worthwhile to check. What do I believe about my clients? Because if I believe, let's say I had another random client as an example, she was selling a program, and 2 days into or before she was about to close the doors, she found she had only very few sign-ups. So she got disappointed, and we looked at her marketing, it was all fine strategically. But she was saying, she was explaining, Lenka, but nobody opened my emails, and they don't want to take action and whatever, So we checked the mirroring, but this was the case of projecting. So she developed this belief that nobody is listening to me, nobody opened my emails, So she developed these beliefs, and you naturally start to project it onto our clients, so they'll do more of it, if you like, or they experience more of it. That's how we experience ourselves. So again, this was a very simple suggestion. Okay, let's see how you see them that in a way that it doesn't serve you and your business, and let's see how we can shift that belief system about your clients. It's not a different clients, it's the same clients, we just see them differently.
Yeah, wow, this is so empowering, this
so
work.
Basic, so simple, and yet it makes incredible results. So we can actually, address how we see our clients and change it. Naturally, our communication will change. Naturally, our selling sales, the way we sell, will change. Naturally, you know, how we market will change.
Yeah.
And so this client, she got a record amount of signups in those last few days after she made the change. And she told me, this is how I'm going to see it. So yes.
Oh, that is really juicy. I love that. And it's, like I said, so empowering, because there's so many people out there telling us about audience targeting and niching and marketing, but I get this empowers us, that it's actually in our hands.
Yes, exactly. So all marketing books, marketing and selling, it's valuable to learn, but it's all through the lenses of self-awareness.
Yeah.
So if we shift that and start to look at it from, you know, the perspective of I'm one with everything and I'm experiencing myself with, so we can do very meaningful changes in our business and of course in ourselves, because the more we work with energy in business, we are actually embodying higher and higher consciousness, you know, divine feminine.
Yeah.
So we're changing, we're growing along the way massively, and of course our business cannot outgrow who we are, right?
Yeah.
So,
Wow. So why do you think it's important then that women make more income and more impact?
Well, because that's how we create a change. You see, I mean, I know there is this strain of belief, and it's still quite strong, generally speaking, that making impact is wanted. It's like, you know, of course I want to be full of purpose, I want to fulfill my purpose. I want to make a difference. So we all go after it, consciously and unconsciously. We're almost proud of it. You know, it's a good thing. Making money by fulfilling that purpose, far less so.
Yes.
As in, I don't know how many times you've heard, and if you're helping clients to do X, Y, Z, you shouldn't really, you know, charge high-level fees or whatever it might be. But here is the thing, the way I see it, helping others, looking at it through one consciousness, it's still, and I don't say this in a wrong way at all, selfish thing to do with feeding self, that loving self. It's a purpose, you know, it's like feel the sense of purpose. Our soul wants it.
Yes.
But that's only a part of fulfillment. The self, part of fulfillment is mental fulfillment, you know, as in we're growing. That's why we all love to learn. We sign up for things like this, and we have coaches. We love to expand. The universe loves to expand through us. So mental expansionism, becoming more mentally, spiritually, when we're helping, etc., with fulfilling purpose. How about physically? Physically, it's all spirit too. It's all energy. So it's a further equation of fulfillment and how the universe expands us to beautiful things, just whatever our heart desires. Us, you know, as a women, you know, that whatever, it's so unique. Somebody loves farming, gardening, luxury, traveling, whatever it might be. That's as important. Yeah. Because it's the universe doesn't judge, you know, how we expand, you know, how we it's work together. So I think that's why it's important, and that's really our purpose. That's the whole of our purpose too, I believe, in life, as in it's to explore what else we can become, because the universe within us is constantly expanding to explore what else it can become, and we're the universe's eyes, ears, hands. So that's why it's important. It's the basis of life.
Yeah, and so many of us want to get that impact and get our purpose out into the world. And I know personally, you, Lenka, really helped me make that transition. So you need someone, you know, like Lenka in your life to really help you make that income and that impact that you really want in your life, because we need more women in leadership and in positions of power.
Yes, there is one other thing I would love to share for today's benefit, if that's okay, from that one as me consciousness, and that is, and this is a little bit, it's going to conflict with traditional sales and marketing techniques. You know what they teach us in selling and marketing, go and do a ton of market research, where you can find your clients and how the structure works. So over time, it's very, very easy to fall into so-called, or what I call reactive consciousness. As I'm going to mimic what everyone else is doing, and I'm going to try to fit in the right boxes. So this happens when we, let's say, we price our services based on what we think our clients will buy.
Yes.
So we try to fit in that box. So again, separativeness. It's separativeness. Or, you know, oh, I've learned that strategy, Instagram strategy. I learned that, you know, that, I don't know, sales technique. I learned that blueprint and da. So I sign up for that. I've got it. So I'm going to apply it exactly because it worked for her. It should work for me, right? So again, mimicking environment. That's reactive consciousness. When we adopted those lenses of as me, I'm one with everything, and I'm the center of it, if you like, then we'll are empowered more and more, instead of being in reactive consciousness, to fully creative consciousness, which means going within and again go to that self, that center loving self, and literally choose from love. How would I, what kind of clients I would love to serve? Love, like in a way that my soul would be dancing if I worked with those kind of clients. On what would I love to do? How would I love to run this program, whatever I worked out? Love, I literally dream it out. Love. From us, not looking at love. How would I want to run it? And how much that idea of my soul-aligned client would need to invest in this so that they can see the value and that they commit, and I'm rewarded from, you know, love. So everything we go for that market research, we go in. And again, it changes the whole game. Sometimes it doesn't deliver tangible results immediately because this is path of alignment. This creative consciousness is a path of alignment. And we know when we step on it, we might be judged, you know, or fearing judgment. We may get doubts along the way. We may, you know, so it's not easy. Yeah. It's not easiest thing to do, to go fully with it. But either way, it speeds up and it truly unlocks the limitless income and impact, because it's the only way how we can build huge sustainable business that has got full us, our full soul. That's the only way.
I really love it. Like that. And this is bringing in this love frequency, this divine feminine love, instead of like mental, what I'm hearing, you know, mental strategy, this love frequency in, and that will touch every aspect of your business and your clients' lives. It's beautiful.
Yes. Mental frequency is good. I mean, if we like to learn, love to learn anyway, it's good to fit our mind with possibilities, with different ways, you know, but it's here that we have all the answers and everything, all the secrets to the business, to the life we want, right?
Oh, beautiful. And so what kind of results have you seen with your clients and in your business when you start to work from this as me consciousness?
Yes, limitless, absolutely limitless. I mean, again, I don't want to say, because I'm not a bullshitter, you know, as every client who does this, first week they get because, you know, and it again depends where we are, who we are. Everyone has got individual journey, so you know, but every client I know, it's like almost like outcome is guaranteed, and it unleashes that limitless growth. It's just the question is when, because we've got unique journeys and unique, you know, alignment, etc. But in terms of results, it's often miraculous. I mean, recently I had a client who came to me as a successful multiple six-figure business, very successful, with you know, she ended up within 6 months, almost 2 million in impact, and that's connecting again.
There we go, and we're back.
We're back.
So we were talking about your client who made that 2 million impact in a year. So
yes, within 6 months. I mean, and it's just so many to name. It's like every woman as a change maker, we're individual, but I know my belief by now is so strong that each of us will be called to express our purpose and even be paid and live our full lives. We have that. Every woman can do it, and alignment is the way.
Oh, beautiful. Well, thank you. So you can find out more about Lenka on lenkalutonska.com. I'm going to share the link, and you can follow her on Instagram and YouTube and everything. Is there anything else you want to share before we go?
Yes, I think we're giving free gifts, aren't we?
Yes, and we also have free gifts, which I'm going to put the links to.
Shall I say about
please.
What you'll get? So if you'd like to, hopefully you benefited from this, do let even me know. I would love to. But yes, I'm giving you access to activation meditation plus a masterclass, which will help you to unlock the limitless income and impact. So in there you will find a process. It's where you work with your energy directly to activate your incredible soul-aligned clients and everything else that you want energetically. So it supports me, or supported me along the way, and supports many of my clients, as well as explain a masterclass how to use this meditation and 4-step energetic process that personally is the basis from me personally going from like 0 to 7-figure business, and the very foundational energetic process to introduce energy and business together. So that's what we will get.
Oh, thank you so much for that gift. That will be amazing, because to get access to Lenka's wisdom and knowledge is a real gift. Oh, so thank you. Well, if you have any questions, pop them in the link below, and I will be sure to field them to Lenka and the team, and we will make sure you get any questions answered. Thank you.
It was nice to watch that back, and I remember the sound. I'm sure some of you heard. Our neighbour during that time started mixing cement, is what it sounded like, and we were in the middle of the video and just hoping that you couldn't hear it. Oh yeah, it's part of the recording, exactly. So halfway through doing that, we started getting this background noise, and it was our neighbour, so it was nothing that we could really have influence over, but hopefully you still, I could really hear Lenka, but obviously that was a bit distracting. So I hope that didn't distract too much from the message. So now is your time for questions. As we said, we'll field them back to Lenka. So I'd love to hear from you. Any questions you have, any comments, how that made you feel. So yeah, please pop it in the comments, and even if you're on the replay, I'm going to be checking the messages later and fielding back to Lenka. So yeah, I'm just going to give that a few minutes as we just have a look if there's any questions, comments, feedback. And just whilst I'm waiting to see if any of those come through whilst we're live. Yeah, I just loved and appreciated how she described the levels. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And it can really help guide us. So I will put the link into the Facebook group for her links, so you all have them. And then a reminder, tomorrow we are meeting with Dr. John DeMartini. So come and join us. That is to make sure, that's at 3:30 European time. So I look forward to seeing you all then. And if you have questions in the meantime, pop them in the chat box and I will be sure to come and feedback. Thank you. Lots of love.